Hi, this is different than the usual content on this channel, which is just fan cams. This is the first time I'm showing my face. Hello. I'm gonna babble a lot. It's been a really long time since I've like sat and just talked to a camera. I used to do this when I thought I was a YouTuber when I was like 13, so a long time ago. This video isn't going to be like a hi, get to know me, get to know my K-pop story, like how I became a stan and whatever. But I guess for a bit of background, I can tell you that I'm Madison. I'm 21. I've been a fan of K-pop for a while, but that's not what this video is, so I'm sorry. This video is about my week with BTS because they were in LA for a week, exactly 1 week, and pretty much every opportunity that I had, I got to see them, which was crazy. It was a crazy week, one of the best of my life. I'm just really lucky that I live in Los Angeles because it all kind of just worked into place. So, if you want to hear about how I saw BTS every time they did something in LA last week, stay tuned. The structure of this video, I'm gonna warn you, is gonna be kind of a mess because I film things as they're happening sometimes, but then I forget. And I also am really bad at adding context to what I'm filming. So like I will insert the videos that I filmed throughout the week as they were happening, but then I'm gonna come back here and like kind of more in depth go over what was going on because I know that they're not gonna be very cohesive. For those of you who maybe didn't follow their week in Los Angeles, BTS landed Tuesday the 14th at LAX. I had work and class in the morning, so I did not go to the airport, but some of my friends did. But they immediately went to James Corden, which somehow, by the grace of God, I got tickets to. I think it's because I didn't get tickets to Kimmel, so I landed tickets to James Corden, which was super cool. Lucky enough, my friend Nicole, Jessica, and Melanie also got tickets to Corden, so we got to go together. We got there, I don't even remember what time. I think check-in was 2:30. I think we got there around 1, I want to say. So Melanie and I are going to CBS to see BTS on James Corden. Today has been a good day. And we got so lucky because even though everyone had priority tickets, they over-ticketed the event. So they went in the order that you got in line, and lucky for us, we were literally like part of the last group of 10 people, maybe 5 people behind us, if that, got in. So we got really lucky there and are so like, oh my gosh, thank you Jesus, because we were going to be gutted if we didn't get into James Corden. So it was a lot of like waiting in line for a few hours, and then finally we got to go into the studio, and they had already had like the regular audience seated, and they had us standing in between like the floor seats and the like upper level seats, and we were standing on the floor of the studio, which was like crazy. Like when we walked into the James Corden studio, that was my first time ever being on the set of a late night talk show, and so I was just like, whoa, this is real, like we are at James Corden. It was so cool. So they load us in. It's about 108 people, I believe, that they let in to be in the standing area, and we're all just like chilling, and then the like audience pump up crowd hype guy is like, hey, this is how the day is gonna work. We are gonna like bring out James and you're gonna go crazy, and then we're gonna do things a little bit differently, and we're gonna have a performance. And like the minute he said performance, all of us on the floor like, yeah, like oh my god. And this man was like, wow, this is crazy. And so every time he said BTS, he'd be like, then we're gonna bring BTS out, and we would like scream our heads off. And it got to the point where he was like, I'm not even gonna say their name anymore because like this is insane, like pandemonium. And my favorite thing was seeing the reactions of all the people who have no idea who BTS is, like in the crowd around us. I was standing directly kind of next to and diagonal from these two like frat boys, and anytime all of us would scream, they would just be like, what is happening? And the thing is, I think a common stereotype about like fandom people, so about like BTS fans and like the really like passionate fans that they have, is that they're like 13-year-old girls or whatever. Especially like in all the talk shows that they did this week, you have to be 18 to go for most of them. For pretty much all of them, you have to be 18 to go. So especially for James Corden, you had to be 18, they checked your ID. And so I think it was like confusing for people to be like, this isn't like a horde of teenage girls, this is a horde of like 20-something 30-something-year-olds who are like so passionate about this. Like it's just, it like defies that stereotype, which is really cool to be a part of, I think. And just like seeing everybody's reaction is hilarious. They're like blah blah blah, James is gonna come out. We're like, oh my god, James Corden, which was super cool to see him in person. And then they bring out BTS and we go crazy. They do DNA. If you've paid attention, I don't know, you saw a few of the videos from James Corden. The fan chants were like on point. It was so fun. And again, like watching everyone's reactions around us was hilarious, like so funny. So then they go backstage and we're like chilling in the audience. We don't really know what we're doing. We're waiting to be told like that it's time for us to leave. And they're like, let's play some like music to like lighten the mood of the room and like, you know, bring the vibes up or whatever. And they start playing like some really old like BTS, like some OG classic songs, and we're all like, yeah. I don't remember what they played. They played like something from Dark and Wild, I think, or Oh Are You Late Too. And we're like going crazy, like doing the fan chants, like singing in Korean. And again, all of the audience is so beyond confused, like what is happening? And they play like 2 more BTS songs on the radio, and then James is like, oh, we got bad news, like they're gonna have to do that again. We need to film it one more time. I know like you guys must be so upset about this. And we're like, yeah, they do, like let's see that again. So then they do DNA one more time, and for an idea, like the space between us and BTS is like 10 feet. Like we're like on the stage they're performing at, we're just like right behind the camera, like the 2 camera people, and then there's like all of us. So we're like super close, which is really cool to be that close and on the same level and watching them perform, because again, as you know, they are very talented. And so seeing that and seeing them at their first like thing in LA, I think was really cool. And I hope that having all of us there made them feel more relaxed about what was going on, because their week was very hectic. And I know that feeling support in person is something that like makes them feel like what they're doing is right and that they're doing it well. So I hope that that's how it worked out. Afterwards, we were just like balls of emotion. We were like, oh my god, we just saw DNA live twice in James Corden's studio just hours after they landed in LA. Like, we are so lucky. How do you feel right now? We went to the Late Late Show. It was great. I lost my voice a little bit.
Me too.
She was at the front. Good time.
We were so close.
10 out of 10 would recommend. They were beautiful and talented, and the fan chants were really loud. And
so proud.
I know. My favorite thing was I would like look at the audience around, and I was like, they have no idea what's going on. Like when we started doing the name chant right at the beginning, these 2 guys were just like, what?
No, especially when they started playing Boy in Love and
oh my god,
everyone was
everyone was like, what?
I was like,
that was great. And when they played like Fire and Blood, Sweat and Tears, literally everyone was just like, what's happening? We were so into it. It was real hot. Probably like sweat off all my makeup, but it was worth it. 10 out of 10. Would you do it again?
Yes.
Yeah. So all of that was on Tuesday, and then it was Wednesday, and on Wednesday I had class in the morning, and then I had work, and then I decided I was gonna go and try my luck at Jimmy Kimmel, even though, as I said before, I didn't have tickets to the mini concert or the show, and they specifically said there would be no standby line for the show because it was that sold out. But I wanted to go anyways, because even if I couldn't get in, I was going to stand outside and listen, because I am dedicated. It's Wednesday, and I'm in the elevator, and I don't have a ticket to Jimmy Kimmel, but I'm trying to go. I was in like this Cacao Talk group message, and I was like, if anyone's going by themselves and doesn't have a ticket and still wants to go and hang out, like, go with me because I'm gonna be alone. And so I met this girl, Misty, who's super cool. Misty and I decided, since there was no standby line for the concert, our best bet was to get in the standby line for the Jimmy Kimmel taping of the show, which BTS wasn't even on, but we were like, we're gonna do what we can. Because if you go to a taping of the show, you get to go to the concert outside afterwards. So our only opportunity to get into the concert without a ticket was to get into the show somehow. So we got in the standby line, and we were like 10 and 11, I think, in line. And they gave us these blue wristbands because we ended up going inside to help them fill the audience for Bishop Briggs perform. She did 2 songs. which was cool. We were like, wow, free performance. And they took us back outside to get in line for the regular taping of the show, and once they started loading the regular audience in, they came over to us and were like, unfortunately all of the seats will be filled and there will be like no room for standby today. And at that point we were like pretty much devastated and very defeated, because that was our only hope to get into the concert. And we were all kind of just standing there like, what do we do now? And one girl was like, is there any way we can like get into the concert if we don't go to the show? And the girl who works for Jimmy Kimmel, bless her, was like, how many of you like don't care about getting into the show and just want to go to the concert? And like 15 of us raised our hands, and she was like, and you all have the blue wristbands that show you came into the studio earlier? And we were like, yeah, we do. And she was like, okay, here's what we can do. If you have those blue wristbands, go ahead and get in line for the concert even though you don't have a ticket, and I'll radio back to the girl who's in charge of distributing wristbands to those with tickets and tell her that your blue wristband is your ticket. Because of her, and because we decided to try our luck in the standby line for the show, we ended up getting into the concert. Like, so lucky. You don't understand. Like, we should not have gotten into that concert at all. There were probably a good 100, 200 people who were standing outside of the gates of the concert who didn't have tickets, who were watching from outside. And because we tried our luck at standby, and because that girl, by the grace of her heart, wanted to help us, we got in, which was so fun. Oh my god. I posted all of my fan cams from that concert on this channel, so if you want to see those, they're here, and they'll be like linked below probably. But they did Mic Drop Remix, they did Blood, Sweat and Tears, and those are the two we weren't allowed to record on our phones because they needed it for TV. And then they did Go Go, Save Me, I Need You, and Fire. Save Me is my favorite song of all time. So when I remember specifically when I heard them doing sound check for that, I was like already an emotional wreck because I was like, I'm gonna see this live. Oh my god. It's my favorite song. And then Go Go is like, I love the choreo for that, and I love like how fun it is. And so I like never even thought I'd see it live while they were here, and I did, and that was so fun and so cool. Then after Jimmy Kimmel, we just went and got food, and like literally like we're just going crazy over the fact that we somehow managed to get in. We were so lucky, just like with James Corden, where we were literally like the last set of people they let in. We were the only set of people without tickets they let into the concert, so we just got so lucky again. We just finished the BTS concert at Jimmy Kimmel. The light's off, but it's there. How do you feel? Great. How do you feel?
I am so sweaty. I am in pain.
It was a time. Look at the crowd.
It was.
I know. It was a struggle to get in here, but we did it. We have 2 wristbands because we finessed our way. So go us. I'm proud.
Because we're beautiful.
That's how it works in Hollywood. So we really made it. That was Wednesday. Thursday, there were no schedules for BTS. I think they did like a lot of interviews and stuff. So I just like went to school and work. Oh, boring. Friday, you may have heard that they may or may not have been at an event that was casted. That's all I can say about Friday. Perhaps I was casted for that event, and perhaps if they were there, maybe I saw them, maybe I didn't. Once all of that is out in the open and confirmed or not confirmed, I can talk about it more, but at this point in time, that's all I can say. I maybe did or maybe did not see them Friday at a thing that may or may not have happened. And then it was Saturday, which was a day to rest because we were exhausted from what we may or may not have done on Friday. And then we did like a lot of shopping for the AMAs because Sunday was the AMAs, which were so much fun. Again, I went with someone who I'd never met before. She messaged me from a Facebook group and was like, you go to UCLA, I go to UCLA, do you need a ride? And I was like, I do need a ride because my friends are going to the dress rehearsal, so they're not going with me, so I don't like have anyone to go with. She's like, great, we can be friends. So I went with her in Pandemonium, which is what I expected. Just like Billboard, I went to the Billboard Music Awards as well. Maybe I'll make a vlog about that too. I still have all of like the clips I recorded from Billboard. Billboard was a whole different experience. Billboard was... I will make a video about Billboard now that I think of it, because Billboard is what started so much of this for me and is a reason why I do enjoy being a part of this track. But anyways, the AMAs happened. They were super fun. People were doing dance circles and were doing their choreo. Naver / Dispatch was there taking a lot of pictures and videos. BTS's camera people were taking a lot of pictures and videos. We saw so many of their staff like running around and would just be like, oh my god, like that's their manager, that's their dance teacher, that's one of their photographers, which was cool. I did not have VIP tickets because I am poor, so I did not go to the red carpet. Since we can't see the red carpet, we're gonna watch it on our phones. Yay, technology! Yeah! Wow! They're talking about them.
That is a true story. So all of you BTS Army members out there, if you're excited to see BTS perform, make sure to use the hashtag #AskAMAs to let us know. We might just ask one of the questions live on air. First up, this role is man vocalist. Fun facts. Ice skater. Then we have Jimin. This role, dancer, vocalist. Fun facts. He is the most active on social media of all boys. And his favorite movie is The Notebook. Next up, Sugar. Grew up playing the piano and still plays with the band. He got his name because of his smile, which is Swedish. You definitely can't forget J-Ho. J-Ho! Facts. Known as the dancing king, he plays an instrumental role in BTS choreography. His charismatic energy has earned him the nickname The Sunshine.
He is the sunshine.
There's Jin. His
Worldwide handsome.
Fun facts, he's a big king.
Beautiful.
Man, the comedian of the group, he's known as the king of dancers.
True.
Up next, vocalist. Fun facts, he's also an actor. He loves art and often visits galleries and museums. And last but not least,
Cookie!
his role, vocalist and dancer. Fun facts, he's often the lead singer for their live performances. He's also the youngest member of the group.
And the love of my life. I just want them to walk.
We watched from upstairs. We could kind of see down into the red carpet as I walked by. It was crazy up there, and again, my favorite thing is just seeing people who have no idea who BTS is being so confused by the pandemonium that surrounds them. Like that is just always so hilarious to me, because I can imagine being in their shoes and being like, what is going on? And then we happened to be at the front of the balcony. Those were like the seats we got because we subconsciously had this feeling that they were gonna announce BTS's performers at the AMAs the day before they announced them. So we had picked out the tickets we wanted and we're like, the minute they announced them, we have to buy these. And then literally the next day at 7 a.m. they announced it and we were like, tickets, got them, we already know where we're sitting. Like, we have this planned out. So somehow, like, we got lucky again in that way. So we were at the very front of the balcony on like the left, I think, center or whatever.
Tonight at the American Music Awards, you will see all the people on all the screens. And you will then see who's all on this show. That we're going to see the internet's hottest phenomenon.
And we had made signs. We spent like 4 hours at Jessica's apartment making these signs that just say BTS and Kim Taehyung on one side. BTS on one side, Kim Taehyung on the other. And they're just like glitter cardstock, or no, glitter foam paper.
June just recently, not recently, he's in drama.
Now it's just filming. You're on the wrong side. Wow.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Is it like really bright?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right now.
That's so cute.
Are you taking a picture?
It's a video. Wow.
You should be here. I think this is gonna work though. I think it's the same. Oh wait, what are we doing?
Wait.
I think it's going to be the same.
This is a mess. Recycle. You know you can use this.
Wait, do it. Come on! BTS.
Wait.
Turn. Yeah, that's right. This is good. Turn. And down. Notice me. Oh my god, the security camera. They're gonna think we're crazy. Sorry.
But I'm so glad we made them because when we were watching the official video back, we could see ourselves in the background. Like, you can't really make out what it says, but we know that that's us, and so we're like so happy that you could see our signs from afar. Then after the AMAs, we went and got dinner. Wow. How do you feel about what you witnessed tonight? Yeah.
I will cry. I will cry.
It was beautiful.
So beautiful.
Oh, here's our Uber.
Unforgettable night.
Monday. Didn't do anything Monday. Went to school again for like the first time in a week. And went to work. Originally I wasn't going to go to my class on Tuesday. I was just going to go straight to Ellen because again somehow I got tickets to Ellen. And my friend Melanie got tickets as well. I had like a midterm for my Korean class and I was like, okay, I can't miss my midterm. I just finished it super fast. And then we went to Ellen, got there around 10:30. No, we left at 10:30. Probably got there at like 11:30. And I want to say there were about 50 to 60 people in line for Ellen with tickets. How do you feel right now?
Nervous.
Excited.
Excited.
It'll be a good time. They're leading people in. We at Ellen. Great times. Well, yeah. Yep. And it was again a lot of waiting around. They gave us wristbands. And then there was a whole line of people outside, maybe like a solid extra 100 people who did not have tickets to Ellen, who came anyways to show their support. And I want to say maybe like 20 of them ended up getting into our group with wristbands, which is super cool. And then the rest of them all got the like riff-raff room, which Ellen's riff-raff room is right behind the studio. It's kind of inside, but you don't see the stage or anything. But you can watch the taping on these monitors and like hear it. And so they let everybody who didn't have tickets, who came to do standby, into the riff-raff room, which is cool. And the rest of us with wristbands were not part of the regular audience because they already had an audience of like 300 people for that. But we were part of, like, we went straight down to the floor. So we're adjacent to like Ellen's couch. And I remember walking in there, most of like everybody, we were kind of at the back of the line. Pretty much everybody was like, oh my god, we're gonna see BTS. But I'm just there and I'm like, Ellen is on her couch right now. Like, we are seeing Ellen DeGeneres live. This is crazy. And so then they lead us down these steps and we're standing in front of the main audience, like right up where the stage is, like literally like 2 feet from the stage. And I turn around and Twitch is at his little podium right behind me. And I'm just like, that's Twitch. Like, that is Twitch. Like, what? Like, that, I think for me, that was one of the craziest moments because I love So You Think You Can Dance. I was like the biggest So You Think You Can Dance fan as a dancer. That show was just like one of my favorite things, and it was something that I watched with my family every week. And like, we voted for Twitch and for him to be right behind me and for him to be like this dancer whose story really inspired me. It's crazy that he's right behind me. So it's like an idol, and more idols. Like, so many people I've looked up to in my life are all in this room right now and I get to see them live. So in that moment I was just like overwhelmed. I was like, this is really happening. This is probably the highlight of my week. Like, I cannot believe I am standing on the floors of the Ellen DeGeneres show. Ellen's here, Twitch is behind me, and BTS is about to perform right in front of me. What? Like, what? That's crazy. So they corral the like 100-ish of us in front of the stage for Ellen. And I noticed that BTS's like personal security guard is standing right to the side of us. And that's when we realized there's no barricade between us and like the stage. We're technically on the stage. It's at the same level of it's on the same level as us. There's just these doors that open and then bam, BTS is right there. And they're performing Mic Drop Remix. And it's like, it's happening right in front of our eyes. And then it's over and the doors close. And something they kept telling us while we were waiting in line outside was, you guys are only going in there, you're gonna see them for one performance and then you're gonna leave. Like, you're just here to see them perform, blah blah blah. And all of us are like, yeah, that's fine. Like, we just want to be here to support them. We just want to see them perform. Like, give us what you got, we'll take it. So all of us are, once the doors close and mic drops over, we're all expecting to be like corralled again and escorted back upstairs and outside, except for we're not. The staff turns to us and we're like on the floor, like we're in front of the main audience, and they're like, okay, sit down. And we're like, huh? So we sit on the floor of Ellen. We're like not too far from the couches or anything, like maybe 10-20 feet. And they bring out BTS and they sit on the couch and we get to watch the interview, which is not something I think most of us thought we'd get to see. And they had the camera guys like facing us the whole time because anytime they said anything, obviously we'd be like, ah, and they were like so beautiful. Oh my god. Anytime we would say anything or like cheer or anything, Jungkook was sitting right on the corner and he would just like turn and smile at us, and he's like so adorable. And at one point, I don't remember exactly what Ellen asked because it's all a jumble in my head at this point, but Ellen said something about like, oh, your fans are so passionate. And Namjoon like turned and looked directly at us on the floor and was like, yeah, we're really lucky to have them. And obviously all of us were like, oh my god. And all of the boys kept turning and like facing us and waving and whatever. And then the interview part is done and we're all kind of just like, what do we do now? And Ellen's like, we'll be right back. So she takes the boys up to the riffraff room, which is behind the main audience, so that they can go say hi to everyone who didn't get in, which is so cool of Ellen and so cool of them to do, because that's a lot of people who had spent their whole day hoping to get in, so at least they did get this chance to like meet them and see them in person, because I know for a lot of people that is the first time they ever saw them in person, which is cool. And then they come back down and they're kind of just like chilling on Ellen's main stage, and we're standing like 10 feet away from them, and Ellen always plays music between different like segments of her show, and so Can't Feel My Face is playing on her like little radio, and Jungkook just like starts singing to us and we're like singing back to him, and it's this like really cool moment, and they're all kind of like standing there like singing and dancing and we're just like with them, and it's, I think, a really cool moment between ARMY and BTS, and then like the rest of the audience is like, what is going on? Which again is so, always so funny to witness, because I think in moments like that they see how genuine the bond between BTS and their fans are, and how much they like really do appreciate and care about their fans and want to like build a connection with them. Because like as Jungkook's like singing Can't Feel My Face, he's like looking all of us in the eyes. Like I made direct eye contact with all of them during Ellen, because we were that close and there was like so much time between it where they're kind of just like looking and waving at us and stuff. And then they go back behind the stage and we go back to like being right in front of the stage, and the doors open again and they're doing DNA and we're doing the fan chants, and again we're like 2 feet away from where they're performing, like up close and personal, watching them be perfect and like do their choreo and kill their performance. And then the doors close and it's over and we're escorted out of the show and back to the parking garage. As me and my friend are like waiting for our Uber, people start coming out of the regular audience, and it's 12 days of giveaways, so everyone has like a gift bag. And these people come out and they have BTS's album, and they're like, no offense or anything, like I think those boys are super talented, but like I don't even like, I don't listen to CDs, so if anybody wants this album, like here. And so all of us who were standing outside ended up getting a free album as well from like all of the members of Ellen's audience who wanted to give it to the fans.
I'm in short.
How do you feel?
I'm really sad now that it's over.
And then my friend and I are just like kind of sad, and we're like, what are we gonna do? That was it. That's our last chance to see BTS in LA. So we go to City Walk. We spend most of our day there. We're starving, so we came to City Walk because Melanie's never been. Ellen was great. We'll debrief. It was a grand old time. We convinced some people to give us their albums that they got for free. So
I have 3 albums now.
yeah, I already have 18, so I don't need more, but Melanie didn't have any, so now she has 3. Yeah, any other thoughts? You're so much shorter than me.
Listen to the album.
Listen to the album. Anyone who's like not giving their albums away, we were like, please listen to it, it's great, it'll change your life, it's magic. Thanks, bye. Yeah. And then we go back to my apartment, and I remember that someone had told me they were like 98% sure BTS was leaving Tuesday night, and I was like, they're probably leaving tonight. And then someone who's staying in the same hotel as them sends us a picture of their luggage being loaded into a car, and we're like, they're leaving, let's go to the airport. So we go to the airport. There's like 15 other people there. We see their luggage come in, their whole team come in, check in, go through security and whatever, but BTS never comes in, and we're just like waiting. How do you feel about today's events?
I'm tired.
That's their luggage. Oh my god. And then one of their staff members who had come in with their luggage comes over just to me and my friend Melanie and is like, are you guys waiting for BTS? And we were like, yeah. And he was like, I'm so sorry to break this to you, but they aren't going through this way. They're actually like already checked in and at the gate for their flight. So like you're probably not going to see them tonight. Like I'm not saying that's 100% what happened, but I'm telling you from my knowledge that they're not going to come through these doors. And he was so genuine about it and so sorry, and he was someone who had helped check in their luggage and was going on the flight with them, that we like didn't question it. We were like, that guy probably knows what he's talking about, and he did seem to feel really bad that he had to tell us that, but also he was really nice to tell us that because he didn't want us to wait around for too long. So at that point we were kind of sad. Like, I totally understand why. With Justin Bieber, usually they take him around the back and he goes through like this back entrance to get to his gate or whatever, so I figured they just did that. Like, I understand it's not their fault, it's probably not what they wanted to do, but it's more of like what LAX security wanted them to do. But we refused to give up, so we stayed for about 2 more hours until their flight took off. And then we were like, alright, now we can go home and be sad because BTS left America. It's 10:28. We got here at 9:15. How do you feel about this?
I'm so nervous right now.
How do you feel about this?
Is that them? Huh? What? Oh.
There's a car over there.
Yeah,
It could be them, it could not be them. Time will tell.
Stopping until your passengers are curbside and ready to load. Violators may be cited and
It's 10:57. We've decided that they're definitely already inside and went around the back, but we're still here.
Trying 30 more minutes.
Because maybe we'll see their plane leave and then we can cry about it because they will have officially left Los Angeles and she will have wasted $44 on an Uber here. Melanie gave up. It's going great, guys. It has been the longest week of my whole entire life.
Well, this is the best November ever.
True.
Best November ever.
For Thanksgiving, when my family's like, what are you thankful for? I'm gonna be like, last week. Yeah, anyways. It's 10:58, you can't see that. It's 11:30 pretty much. Their flight leaves now, so bye. See you next time. It's been a good week. We all paid to Uber here and got nothing out of it, so yeah.
We saw their luggage.
That's true, we did see their
staff.
luggage and their staff. We talked to one member of their staff briefly, so we just didn't see them, but we tried. We worked real hard for this. Nicole paid $44 for her Uber. People are still here. They like don't, I don't know how to turn this flashlight off. They don't want to give up, which I'm like same, but also I have class at 9 a.m. and I just worked today. For who? No, Asiana was earlier, it was 11. They'd be gone already. Bye BTS. We hope you enjoyed your stay in America. See you next time. Thanks for stressing me out for a whole week. I missed so much class and did not do my homework, but whatever.
It's okay.
That's Pied Piper Part 2. There you go. New content. And that was Tuesday. So Tuesday to Tuesday, that was my week with BTS. I saw them, what, 5 times live, which was like a blessing, and I think I will never have a week as exciting as that again. I went to so many different like TV studios and saw so many of my favorite shows taped live, and I only had these opportunities because of BTS. Like, I took advantage of them because of BTS. So I think supporting BTS has really like enriched my life, which is crazy to say, but is so true. So yeah, hopefully I can make more videos. I want to make a video that's like how I got into K-pop and like blah blah blah, and like introduce myself. And I also want to make a video about the BBMAs, the Billboard Music Awards. Those happened a few months ago. Going to the Billboard Music Awards on my own, I didn't know really anybody, I just wanted to go and support them. It changed my life, which is dramatic to say, but it's honest, it's true. I made so many friends that I wouldn't have without that. So many of the people who I did this whole week with are people I only know because I did Billboard. And I think it really just like strengthened my love for BTS and my appreciation for the talent that they are and the genuine people that they are. I could go on for hours about why BTS is so special, but I won't because I don't have time for that. This is already a very long video, so if you sat through it, thank you. If you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see content of in the future on this channel, let me know. I will probably one day do a video of my collection. I have some signed albums, some rare merchandise, some like fan-made, fan site stuff. I'll probably make a video about my experiences at KCON. I don't know. I've done a lot of things. I went to so many concerts this year that I kind of want to also share with you. So yeah, if you want to see more about my life in the K-pop world and my life standing BTS and trying my best to go to everything that they do in America, feel free to subscribe. If you want to be my friend, follow me on Twitter. I'm always looking for more friends who are into BTS because my friends in real life aren't like huge fans. They care about them because I care about them, but like they don't really know much about them. So yeah, if you want to be my friend, please, I need more friends. And that's all. Thank you for watching this. I hope all of you get to have some of the experiences I've had with BTS in your life, because I really think seeing them in person and kind of getting to interact with them in person is something that will strengthen your love for them and your admiration. I don't know. I think seeing them in person really proves to you and to the world that they are people who deserve all of the support that they get. But if you're watching this, you're probably not someone I have to tell that to, because I'm sure you're a fan and you already know that they deserve all of the love and support that they get. So yeah, I ramble a lot. I'm sorry. I hope you liked this video. I will see you next time.